Hello, my name is Martyr, and this is Let's Play Holy Potatoes, a weapon shop, and thank you for watching. Holy Potatoes, a weapon shop, aside from having one of the best names in gaming, guys, it's a business tycoon simulator. You run a weapon shop in an RPG-esque universe, and there's adorable potato people, and that guy, the guy on the screen right there looks like Northern Lion. The guy to the right of the main guy, he looks just like Northern Lion. Every time I see that potato dude, I think of Northern Lion. But you've seen games like this before, guys. Most recently here on the channel, we checked out a game called Software Inc., kind of along the same lines, but this is definitely, I think, a little bit more approachable. Not less complicated, but more approachable for sure. All the systems are kind of tutorialized very well, and it does a really good job of explaining everything to you in this game, guys. Holy Potatoes released on Steam July 2015. It is developed and published by Daylight Studios. You can go ahead and get Holy Potatoes, a weapon shop, on Steam for $14.99, but I imagine we'll have some sort of first week sale as well, guys. It's not currently listed. There's a thing between the time frames of when this is coming out. It's coming out at 1 a.m. It's confusing, but the point is, it'll have probably a sale when it first comes out. Now, on first glance, guys, Holy Potatoes is a very deceptively simple game, but like an onion, it has a lot of layers to it, and it just gets a little bit more complicated as you start getting more of the tasks completed and you get deeper and deeper into the game, which is what I really like about Holy Potatoes. It does a good job of kind of bringing you in, showing you what needs to be done, and then adding more complexity to it as you get deeper and deeper into the game. Instead of just throwing it all at once at you and, expecting you to just deal with these many different facets all at once, it just gives it to you kind of like a cookie. It gives you like cookie crumbles until you have the whole cookie, guys, and I really like that aspect to it. Now, if you want, you can click on that big red button up there. It says skip to the action, and that'll probably skip not only the options, but a lot of explanation that I'm going to be doing, because this game is rather complicated. It does have a little bit of a tutorialization that needs to happen for you to be familiar with what's going on here. So without further ado, we're going to get into the game here and check out the options. Now, I don't know if this is, if I'm right about this or not, but one thing I did kind of feel is as if this was kind of slightly like appy. It has like a mobile feel to it, especially the fact that there's kind of a lack of options right now. You have some sound sliders, you can submit feedback, you can see the keyboard shortcuts. You can't click on them or change them. This could be just a pre-final build release though, so it could change, but I don't realistically see it changing too terribly much. I could be wrong about that, but the entire game just has kind of like a weird appy feel to it, especially like these buttons and the way things slide out. But it's nothing that I'm like having against it. I just noticed it has like a feeling to it. You might see what I mean a little bit more as we get into the game. Speaking of which, the game does not feature controller support, but it might feature Steamy goodness. It's not listed on the Steam page yet. There might not be any at all, so you might want to check on that as well. We're going to load into a game. I've been playing the game for about 2 hours now, which has got me a good, deep into the game. I've unlocked quite a few of the features here. So let's talk about what you're looking at right here. Let's just start with simple stuff. We're going to talk about this in a bit. We're going to explore this changing job class thing in a second here. But there's a lot of facets to this game. Now, if I don't talk about it all, I ask you to forgive me. It's a very complicated game, and there's a lot of things to cover in this game. So on the bottom of the screen, we have a forge button, a research button, a contracts button, a shop upgrade button, and I don't even have access to this last button. I've been playing this for 2 hours now. The world map, the weapons chest, the inventory, the settings. This is a little notice screen to let you know what's going on. This is our objective up here, which is forge 1 wand. This is the month and the day and the weather and all that good kind of stuff. This is a speed up timer, which I'd love a pause button right now, but I don't have one. On the top left, we have the name of my shop and the name of my character. His name is Martyr, of course, and I wanted to have a fancy name. I wanted to call my shop a really pretty name, so I called it Stabbington's. Stabbington's Weapon Shop. I thought it would have a sophisticated feel to it all, and it would give my shop a little bit of a grandeur. But anyways, you get the name of your shop, you get the name of your character, all that good kind of stuff. There's actually a little bit like a cutesy storyline here. You kind of interact with this character called Agent 46, I want to say, the guy who looks like Northern Lion. Without a shadow of a doubt, that potato looks like Northern Lion. There's your cash amount right there, how many fame points you have, which basically your fame points is kind of an indication of how much progress you've made in the game. The more points you have, the more along you are in the game. The number of tickets you have, the tickets are for expanding to other worlds. The number of employees you have, as you can see, I have a 4 out of 4. And if I click on this button, it'll also show you the statistics of how much money I've spent, or how much money I've, spent, etc., etc., etc. How many weapons I've used, how much experience I've earned from my heroes, all sorts of, statistical information is here for you to nom on and enjoy. So now with that all done, I should also mention on the bottom left is where actually all of my employees are listed, which we're going to talk about my employees right now. Bulk Bogan's coming back from vacation. He definitely needed it. So your employees each have kind of a specialization. So for instance, Bulk Bogan here is a craftsman. He boosts the ability speed. Each weapon has 4 slots on it: strength, speed, accuracy, and magic. As you can imagine, they're all color-coded by spots. So green is speed, strength or attack in this case is red, magic is yellow, and accuracy is blue. Now each employee has their own specialty, their own level. So for instance, he's a craftsman level 5, but in that he kind of focuses in speed. Now if I wanted to, I could change him into something else. So I could be like, okay, well, he's a craftsman and a designer now, or he's a craftsman and a metalworker now, or he's an enchanter and a metalworker now. You get the basic idea. There's kind of like a skill tree here that you have to level up your craftsmen through, and as you level them up, as you can imagine, they become more and more expensive, but they also can craft better at the same time. So it's kind of like a give and take type thing. You want to make sure you have your specialities covered, but at the same time you want to make sure you're not charging yourself out the yin-yang per employee. So it just adds a little bit of complexity, or something I really enjoy a lot. There's some other things that you should note here, like Explorer, level 3. This is actually something tied to something else, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Merchant as well. So let's get into the bulk of this. Let's forge a weapon. This is the heart and meat of this game right here. There's a lot of different things we can talk about here, but this is the meat of this game here. We're going to go ahead and make a gouch. Now, gouch is basically primary stat is speed. And what you basically are aiming to do is make the best weapon you can for a hero. And there's multiple heroes who have different preferences for the type of weapon you're going to make them. So for instance, let's look at Steven Steelmany here. He prefers daggers and axes, and his primary stat is speed. He's level 18, and his max level is 25. Once he hits max level, he's not going to be really, aiming to get many new weapons, I don't think anyways. So you're always going to want to keep an eye on getting new customers, always getting things moving towards the next planet, which you do by crafting weapons, getting money, gaining fame points, etc., etc., and of course completing the objectives. This isn't just all the weapons, by the way, right here. This isn't just dagger, bows, and axes. There's swords, wands, guns, all sorts of different kinds of weapons, which you can research, and we will touch upon that. So we're gonna make a gouch here. We're gonna make it for, let's see here. He's maxed. Let's aim for this dude. He's very low level. He wants a dagger with accuracy. We're gonna make a dagger with accuracy. So what weapon has the best accuracy? We're gonna go. Let's see. Can we make him? It's a dagger or one? We'll go with the dagger. So it's also gonna cost resources, as you can imagine. It's gonna cost me 2 sapphires and 2 iron, which I have plenty of. This shows the expected growth rate of each weapon stats, basically just telling you its overall prediction of what it's going to look like by the time it's done. We're going to hit start, and what's going to happen is they're going to start forging that weapon. Now, each person that's standing on a particular spot is going to start adding to that weapon's stat value, you can see right here. But we don't want to necessarily do that. We want to basically focus completely on this guy's preferred stat, which is blue. So what we're actually going to do here is we're going to take away probably Bulk Bogan here, and we're going to put him on an accuracy spot. We're going to have him help out. Oh, and apparently ran into a random event. These can occur quite often and can give you a positive or negative effect, and add a little bit of flair, add a little bit of, just an unpredictability factor to the game that I very much appreciate. So it says a potato bunny hops into the workshop and looks up at you with twinkly eyes. Aw, Fluff Bun Pet. I wonder how potato bunnies taste. Let's go with Fluff Bun Pet. I'm not gonna eat the freaking bunny. We got some money for that. Potato bunny wiggles its nose and guides you to a hidden stash of starch in the backyard. We got 750 bucks, which isn't a terrible lot of money, but that's okay. I had to pay my salary to my employees. That's perfectly fine. They have also gone up because they have leveled up quite a bit, and they're now costing me more money. So next month's salary is going to be quite a bit of money. These bastards are hanging me out to dry. So as you can see, now stats are starting to go up. What we want to make sure to do, though, is increase that accuracy stat. Now, you can actually boost weapons through all sorts of different kinds of means. There's actually even items which you can use to boost stats. I haven't actually got the access to these items yet, but I noticed that they were in my inventory when I was kind of messing around. But I could actually, there was these particular items that could boost stats. But there's also ways to boost stats just through your employees. Now, I could go ahead and click on Russet Peters here, by the way. I love the name. I love the names. I love the graphics of this game. The theme of this game is hilarious and just ridiculous, but all at the same time, it kind of works. I don't know why potatoes, but you know what? Who gives a crap? Potatoes. Anyways, back on point. Basically, you can kind of boost your weapons, and you want to, give them that extra edge in the market. And you kind of always want to do this, period end. Every time you see a boost count, if you see 0 out of 1 or 0 out of 3, you're going to want to do the boost count to the best of your ability. We're going to want to do that basically with the best worker that we can do it with. Now, we could, of course, hire an outside contractor. We could hire Spudlock Holmes. We could hire Trevor Phillips. We could hire Stevie Flounder. Or we could hire, who's the last one here? Cortana. But they would, of course, take money on the contract because they're doing contract work, and they would not. It would basically take away from the sales of your dagger. So most of the time, you're going to want to use your own employees to do that. There's only very special occasions that you're going to want to use somebody outside and do freelance work. So we're going to use Russet Peters here. He's going to start boosting it. You can see this is going to start getting boost stats here. Super sweet. Super sweet. Love it. Great. You go, baby. Ooh, that's not bad. Oh, look at that. You got a 64-point boost on that one weapon, plus 5 magic points. And it's now boosted it to a 99. It's going to be probably somewhere over 100 by the time we're all done here with this particular weapon. Now, not all people like the same kind of weapon. Different classes like different kinds of things. So, like, for instance, the bandit may prefer speed. The fencer may prefer strength. The wizard may prefer magic and accuracy. So you need to kind of balance what kind of weapons you make. Sometimes you need to have weapons with 2 stats that are really high, not just 1. And I can imagine as you get deeper and deeper into the game, start unlocking more and more worlds, that's going to get more complicated. So anyways, oh, look at that. So we can actually enchant our weapon. All right, cool. I guess because we got an enchanter. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Now that's super badass, man. We're going to call that weapon, we're going to call that, like, a cool name. We get to name every weapon that we get, and there's even, like, competitions and stuff, and you can actually take the weapons you craft and compare them to other weaponsmiths. It's all really neat. There's a lot of complexity here, but it's all just done very well. It really does a good job of, introducing you to it all. So we're going to name that weapon Gore. It's an accurate gore. Also known as a Frenchman's left hand, what the Frenchman held in his right hand is often debated. You can see its final stats, its primary stat and secondary stat. Okay, now that we've crafted that weapon, we need to sell that weapon. This is a little bit more tutorializing. Forging weapons is not the way for smiths to gain experience. You can now send your smiths in different areas to train them up more experience, being stronger weapons, so it was worth the price. Send smiths for training frequently to keep up with your customers' demands. Interesting. I have not done this yet. This is actually a new thing to this. This is the final thing I unlocked on this particular aspect of the screen. Now, there's lots of things you can do when you hit the world map screen. You can shop for items, basically buy the materials that you need. You can explore and find random materials. You don't necessarily need to go shopping. Sometimes you can just send employees out and they might just find stuff and bring it back to the shop. As you can see, we just got access to training. I haven't done this yet. You can send your employees on vacation, increase their happiness rating. You can expand your business by basically kind of finding new worlds, and this is what tickets are for, by the way. You spend tickets to unlock new worlds, new shops, and make, expand the reach of your business, as it were. I have unlocked everything already, so I don't really know what's going to happen past this point. I imagine more worlds are eventually going to become unlocked as we get deeper and deeper into the game here. So what we're going to do, we're going to sell our weapon, which is what we're going to do here. It says sells weapon. So we're going to find that dude who was going to sell the weapon to, which I think is this dude, right? Yeah, right here. One-Eyed Jack. We're going to sell it to One-Eyed Jack. We're going to click on the weapon that we're going to sell, which is Accurate Gore. And then we're going to have to collect a smith to sell. Now, by the way, we don't necessarily have to sell just one weapon. We can actually sell up to 3 if we wanted. But I've just been selling one at a time. It just seems a little bit more proficient that way. So as you can see now, we get to choose a smith, and that's where those extra skills come in, like Explorer or Merchant. You want to basically send the person who has the most experience at selling stuff, so which for me is Russet Peters. I've been using him the most to sell stuff, and he's going to be my salesman. So he's going to go there now. He's going to be completely unavailable, but that still leaves everybody else in the shop. But that's okay, because we can do things like contracts, or research. All sorts of different things we can do here to start getting access to new and different kinds of weapons, which you will need to, of course, to do to expand your business out. You'll need to do a little exploration, which we actually might go ahead and just do right now. We're going to send somebody to exploration. We're going to go to the Tower of Root Beer, which, again, I love the art style of this game. We have not found all the items and relics on this particular place, so we're going to want to send a good explorer. We're going to send Bulk Bogan to explore. Go ahead. Okay. Well, they're gone. We'll see if we can complete a contract. We can see, we'll do the keylessly kiting, which basically will give me a day to complete it. We basically need to fill out these stats in the allotted amount of time, which is 1 day. And this is just a way to kind of earn some extra cash. To be brutally honest with you, there's really no way I can possibly see to lose this game. I mean, it might get way more complicated. It might, be easier to kind of tip the balance towards bankruptcy. But right now, I'm just earning oodles and oodles of cash and not really spending all that much cash. And with the contracts, which you can do so quickly, so fast, I really don't see a way to lose. Then again, I could be just playing the game very well, or it could just get much more harder later on. I'm not really 100% sure. Like I said, I don't think there's a way to lose, really. I think it's just a matter of time and progression and how long it takes to get from, point A to point B to point B to point C, how you go about it, how long it takes. So we're going to make the keylessly kiting. She's going to start doing that. I'm going to put this guy over here, because he can start working on that while she's doing that. That only requires 5 points after all. And her primary thing, Laura's primary thing, she's a designer, Laura Craft, I should say, and she's good at basically putting attack on weapons, which you can see there's a spot down. On the bottom left down here, by the way, you can see there's little exclamation points, and these are people basically telling you, hey, we got crap to sell. So when you basically click on your salesman, he's going to bring you to the screen, which is going to show you the different prices people are willing to pay to get that particular weapon. So, for instance, even though this guy is offering me 2,354 starch, aka bucks, he's not necessarily the best person to sell it to, because it also the thing that affects the weapon and its rating is how much does it level up that character. So as you can see here, he's only going to get 2 levels. He's already level 23. He's only going to get 2 levels from that, whereas this guy, One-Eyed Jack over here, is going to get 6 levels, and it's going to just give my shop a lot of fame. So you're basically balancing between money and how much fame you're going to get. So even though we're not going to get as much money, we're going to get a hell of a lot more fame leveling up this guy than we would selling it to this jackass who's going to give us only a little bit of fame because he's just going to get 2 levels. So we're going to sell it to One-Eyed Jack here, even though we're going to get a little bit of a price hit. But also, Russet Peters' merchant level will help us as well in getting a little bit extra cash as well. So we're going to sell it to him. There we go. And that meter's going to continue filling up. We completed the contract. Fantastic. Just a little extra cash. Always want to keep your shop busy as much as possible. We'll talk about that in a bit here. So we got the sale done. And we got our cash. And that is the bare bones of the game. You can see he's got a rating of an A. Not great. It could have been an S. I'm not really sure what more I could have done for this guy for him to be happy with it. But you know what? It doesn't really matter. He got 6 levels. We got an A rating. And he's more than happy with it. We got a good chunk of cash for that, which of course has been added to us. And then Russet Peters goes back to work, or we can have him do something else. Bulk Bogan is done exploring. He got a whole bunch of stuff, which is actually really good because this is going to be stuff we're going to need to hopefully craft some crap here in a little bit. He did really good there. And that's kind of the bare bones of how this game works. Now, there's a lot of other aspects to it that I haven't really touched upon, like there's the inventory screen here. Like I said, there's this entire leveling up, you're training your people type of thing. All sorts of stuff that you can actually do here, vacations. A lot of other facets. Research in particular is something we probably should show off quite a bit here. What I'm trying to do actually is I'm trying to figure out how to make a wand. And that is one thing I have not been able to do yet. So let's see if I just click through this here. How do you make a wand? I don't know how to make a wand yet. I think we have to find more mats. So what can you do with your money? Well, there's lots of things you can do with your money. You can actually upgrade your shop in several different ways. All the way from upgrading the workshop directly and unlocking, new design, new anvils, new, spinning wheels, all sorts of stuff which will enhance the point value of your items and make bigger and better items. You can also increase, frivolous stuff. Like we could buy, well, we already bought it, a small cooling unit to help you combat the heat. We can unlock more something like like a coffee machine. That pet supplies, which by the way, this is the most cutest potato dog I've ever seen in my entire life. I want to own this dog. Whoever their artist did a fantastic job. I can't really say anything bad about Holy Potatoes A Weapon Shop, guys. It's really well done. From the art style, the music, the gameplay. Yes, I mean, you could look at it and say maybe it gets a little repetitive, but it's always trying to add new elements. It's always trying to keep you busy, to keep things going. And I really like that aspect to it. We can also decorate our shop. We could buy a rug, some wallpaper, which is butt ugly. We could buy some decorations. We can also buy a Smith's Forging Experience thing. I don't know, poster, I guess, what that is up there. And just a little bit more stuff that you can do with your shop. One of the really cool things, this is another random event that just occurred here, is sometimes you will have random legendary characters who want to ask you to make something for them. So this is an excerpt. So this is again part of that little story element I was talking to you guys about. Is this Patata's shop? Yes it is. Can I help you? You don't look like Patata. No, he died. ... I guess you'll do. I need a sword. Okay, what kind, by the way? That is so freaking cute. He's a little clad-striped potato. Okay, what kind? A big one, like this. 6 feet long, 160 pounds, solid steel, material slots. I've seen bigger. I'm pretty sure I can make something like that, sir. Just get it done. Okay, but I need your name for the receipt. Cloud, or Claude. That's all you need to know. Once this job's over, I'm out of here. Preferably to another spoof unit where I'm not a potato. Okay, Mr. Claude, one bastard sword coming right up. What do you need this for anyway? I need to find the flower girl. Oh, the flower girl. You player, you. Where'd you meet her? Did she deliver you the flowers to the wrong girlfriend? Let's go with that one. I don't need to explain myself to you. I hate to break it to you, but the flower girl dies in the end. You'll have wasted lots of time training her for nothing. Hashtag spoiler alert. Don't be a smartass. You can get killed for spoilers. Gulp. Okay, I'll go make your sword now. So obviously that's freaking awesome right there. I love that aspect to it. And you can see that's going to be quite a bit of work to make this guy's sword. But if we do it, we're going to get 100 fame points, some cash, and an item reward, which I have absolutely no idea what it is. So we're going to accept that. And we're actually going to we're going to craft that particular item. It's going to fall into a unique category because we're just making it specifically for him. So it's going to be straight. We're just going to hit start. We're going to have to just do this big time. We only have a certain amount of time? No, we just got to get done, that's all. Alright, so how much stats does it require? I don't know. That's not so bad. Hold on, let's boost its strength. Let's hire, we're going to obviously use our employees. We could use, again, Beagle Brown, Donald Macaroonald, Steve Mobs, and Steve Flounder again. I love the freaking names of this game. It's just so charming, so just hilarious. Okay, there we go. There we go, baby. Yeah! Go, Laura. Go, Laura. It's your birthday. It's your... Aww. Okay. Keep going! Keep going! You can do it! I believe in you, crew! I don't know if he's gonna be happy with it. Holy crap! We're nowhere near the requirements. Damn! Hey! How do you like the sword? I slaved over it all night. It sucks. What? Why? It's too long, too tight, too blunt. Do you really need to say more? It's not gonna help me find the flower girl. Okay, fine. I'll redo it. Good God! So obviously we're going to spend a lot of time forging that particular weapon. And probably improve our stats and all sorts of stuff. I probably should have accepted that right now. But I guess he'll just stay there out for a while. I hope he doesn't have a time limit or anything. And if he does, you know, he can go screw himself here. What is going on now? Someone left a large tank with a giant fish in it. The tag says Woola Woola. Let's feed it. Let's move it into the shop. Let's move it into the shop. Oh God. Surprise death! The move was too much for it to handle. Oh well. Well, I think that gives you a pretty good impression here of the game, guys. Like I said, there's a lot of complicated elements to this game, but it does it in a fashion that it just slowly kind of brings you into it. Like, I haven't even had access to the final thing on the bottom left down here on the menu. The thing left of, you know, decorate. I don't know what that is. That might be the ability to hire people, if I had to guess, because I still haven't had access to do that. All they've done is given me my employees. I'm not sure, I could be wrong about that. That could be something else though. But yeah, I think it's a really enjoyable game, guys. It's definitely going to just chew up hours and hours and hours, and it's going to have plenty of replay value. I think it's going to give you a lot of fun. I enjoy the fact that I can name all my weapons. I love the fact that there's just this over-the-top art style that's just ridiculous. And I've seen some pretty cool-looking shops. Your shop doesn't look like this wood treehouse for very long. It really does get pretty advanced-looking and pretty badass-looking as you get deeper and deeper into the game. This is just 2 hours in. And as you can see, I still have a long way to go. I have a lot of different kinds of weapons to unlock, and just a lot of different kinds of weapons to make, for that matter. So there's just a lot more complexity to this game than just what you're seeing here. This shows you the overall progress I've made so far, for instance. 22 out of 58, 4 out of 29. You get the basic idea. There's lots and lots left to do here in this game, guys. But yeah, there you go, guys. I'll just run through it all one more time. Researching, foraging, selling, scouting, vacations, levels, job class changing, legendary weapons, random events, customization, contracts, and much, much more, guys. If you're looking for a really cool Tycoon game with an adorable art style, fantastic music, and does a really good job of just teaching you how to play the game, and will probably suck away, you know, the next 30 hours of your life, you should totally check out Holy Potatoes, a weapon shop, guys. It's a great game, and I absolutely love it, and I want to get that dog so bad. I don't know what the feed me button does, though. I don't know what the feed me button does. Stabbing tins will get up in the higher levels, though, and I will craft the Buster Sword eventually. So I want to say big thanks to the developer for a chance to check out this title. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and share, guys. And I'll keep bringing you awesome indie games, guys. If you really enjoyed this video, maybe consider hitting up that tip jar if you're feeling generous of heart. All tips go to improving the channel or future giveaways. Till next time, guys, play more indie games.